الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون صدق الله العلي العظيم.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Brothers and sisters, we will start the Jashan of Wiladat Janab Masuma Salamullah Alaiha, and now we will start with the Qasida by Brother Raza Rizvi.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
قصیدے سے پہلے ڈسکلیمر میں صحیح طرح پریپیئر کر پایا تھا جو بی بی معصومہ ان کے لیے تھا قصیدہ بانٹتے کہ میں نے جو بتا چیزوں سے فاطمہ تو بات بی زہرا کو قصیدہ بارے کے نام سے
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
وہ ہے کہ حکم جہاں فاطمہ کے چلتے ہیں، تمام کام وہیں سے، تمام کام وہیں سے خدا کے چلتے ہیں. وہ گھر کے حکم جہاں فاطمہ کے چلتے ہیں، اور یہ کیسی راہ گزر ہے، یہ کون سا در ہے، یہ کیسی راہ گزر ہے، یہ کون سا در ہے، کہ مصطفیٰ بھی یہاں سے جھکا کے چلتے ہیں. وہ گھر کے حکم جہاں فاطمہ کے چلتے ہیں، اور اے حر نہ گھبرا یہ کرب و بلا کی بستی ہے. اے حر نہ گھبرا یہ کرب و بلا کی بستی ہے. یہاں پہ فیصلے آلے ابا کے چلتے ہیں. وہ گھر کے حکم جہاں فاطمہ کے چلتے ہیں، اور اے حر نہ گھبرا یہ کرب و بلا کی بستی ہے. اے حر نہ گھبرا یہ کرب و بلا کی بستی ہے. یہاں پہ فیصلے آلے ابا کے چلتے ہیں. وہ گھر کے حکم جہاں فاطمہ کے چلتے ہیں. اور اسی خیال کو مختلف انداز میں بیان کیا کہ کہا یہ حضرت قاسم نے حر سے مت گھبرا. کہا یہ حضرت قاسم نے حر سے مت گھبرا. یہاں پہ فیصلے میرے چچا کے چلتے ہیں.
وہ گھر کے حکم جہاں فاطمہ کے چلتے ہیں، اور کہ جیسے ہاتھ میں المائدہ کا سورہ ہو، کہ جیسے ہاتھ میں المائدہ کا سورہ ہو، ملک یوں روٹیاں تیری اٹھا کے چلتے ہیں، وہ گھر کے حکم جہاں فاطمہ کے چلتے ہیں، اور جبیں پہ فخر سے رومال سیدہ باندھو، جبیں پہ فخر سے رومال سیدہ باندھو، امام بالوں میں ہرموز مسکرا کے چلتے ہیں، وہ گھر کے حکم جہاں فاطمہ کے چلتے ہیں، اور بنا نہ لے کوئی دنیا اٹھا کے وہ میٹی، بنا نہ لے کوئی دنیا اٹھا کے وہ میٹی، یوں نقش پا تیرے حیدر چھپا کے چلتے ہیں، وہ گھر کے حکم جہاں فاطمہ کے چلتے ہیں، اور یہ تیرے فاقوں کا صدقہ ہے اے حسین کی ماں، یہ تیرے فاقوں کا صدقہ ہے اے حسین کی ماں، جو گھر سکون سے اہل عزا کے چلتے ہیں، وہ گھر کے حکم جہاں فاطمہ کے چلتے ہیں، اور نبی یہ کہہ کے رکے خم میں کلمہ گویوں سے، نبی یہ کہہ کے رکے خم میں کلمہ گویوں سے، علی ولی کا قصیدہ سنا کے چلتے ہیں، وہ گھر کے حکم جہاں فاطمہ کے چلتے ہیں، اور کہا اجل سے تکلم انتظار کرو، کہا اجل سے تکلم میں انتظار کرو، ثنائے فاطمہ زہرا سنا کے چلتے ہیں، وہ گھر کے حکم جہاں فاطمہ کے چلتے ہیں، محمد وآل محمد صلی اللہ
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. ماشاءاللہ بہت خوب.
برائے خوشنودی جناب معصومہ کن بلندر صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
I now request Hujjatul Islam Maulana Sayyid Hadi Yasin, and the topic is social justice. Please recite a loud salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajjal farajah.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد
وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين، واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى لقاء يوم الدين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Ya Allah, inshallah, accept all our prayer, our amal, inshallah. Bless us and reward us for our presence tonight in this majlis. Recite another salawat and gift it to Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad.
Congratulations on this great, amazing night, the wiladat of Sayyidina Ma'asumah, salawatullah alayha, this great lady, this great figure, alhamdulillah, in Islam. When it comes to improvement and progress and reaching the highest and higher level of iman and ibadah, many people, they believe that we should look at Ahlul Bayt, and they are our role models and examples in life. But they bring excuses that, well, we cannot be like them because they were ma'soom and we're not ma'soom, so then what's the point? Parts of their analogies are correct because yes, they're ma'soom, we cannot be exactly like them. So we call it Sughra, is correct here. Kubra of their maziyah, which is, so we shouldn't try, this is wrong here. Of course, ma'soom, they tried and they showed an example for us to practice, to try to reach that level as higher as possible. It looks like Ma'soom, they heard about this or they knew about this excuse from many people. That's why they train a lot of people in the Maktab and Madhab, that they are officially not Ma'soom and infallible, but there are those people that they could, through their amal and actions, reach highest level of ubudiyyah and servitude based on what they did and following Ahlul Bayt. Many examples we have, such as Abu al-Fadl Abbas alayhi salatu wasalam. We have Sayyidina Ma'asumah sallallahu alayhi, right? That we see that they're not Ma'asum, apparently, but the level that they reached is a level that we look at that level and says, oh my God, you know, how high is that level that we can reach that level. Therefore, it is possible that you don't have to be ma'soom in order to reach good level in iman and in your ubudiyyah, right? So you can practice to reach as high as possible. When you looked at the life of Sayyidina Ma'asum, someone who got to a level that's narrated from Imam Ma'asum says, Man Zahra wajaba lahu al-Jannah. The one who visits the grave of her in Qom will be part of the people of Jannah. Jannah will be wajib for this person. What do you mean? Have you thought about it? What do you mean? So I just go visit her and I will be part of the Bahesh and Jannah? No, of course not that. By visiting her, by being around that environment, you try to become the ahl of that path. You will try to become someone who would be eligible to be called the followers of these people, right? Imagine someone days and nights come to the Majlis of Imam Hussein and beat his chest and her chest and Ya Allah and Hussein and cry, but in action they're against the path of Islam. Put in the trash. With the people of Kufa, they were crying for Imam Hussein. They did a lot of things, but they were those who killed Imam Hussein, right? So they want in action. Therefore, when you look at the life of these people, first the question comes, how it is possible that the lady, one of the children of Imam Qasim myself, right, got to this level that number one, ziyarat of her grave, it has this much tawab in one. Second, look at home right now, he's the hub of Maraja right now. Right? It's because of who? Because of Sayyidina Muhammad. What is the intention, the niyyat of this lady? That Allah bless her. This hadith from Masoom says, heaven has 8 doors. 3 of those doors open from Qur'an. Now we have to interpret it. 3 of the doors are from the path. The path of Masoom, the path of Sharia, the path of Maraj, the path of Islam, right? Goes from there. So how can someone achieve this place, achieve this position that alhamdulillah, and again, not just because she's the daughter of Imam, the sister of Imam, the aunt of Imam. We have a lot of Imams out there that they were against Ahlul Bayt. You have a lot of Imams, the sons of Imams, they were against Ahlul Bayt. They were lying, they were against Ahlul Bayt. So it's not just the qarabat of just being the son of someone or daughter of someone doesn't bring you. You know this, son of Nuh. So it's not because of that. If she's migrating from where? From Medina to come to Tus, to Mashhad at that time. So it's not just because his brother is there, right? Her brother is there actually. We're going to talk about what happened and why she's reaching this level. 1 or 2 points I want to mention. Number 1, we call it wilayat haziri. That she is 100% submitted to wilayat of the Imam of the time. 100% submitted to wilayat of the Imam of the time. When you love someone so much, you can't be away from that person. You come to the center, you see your close friend, you go sit next to him. Right? You want to be next to that person. You go somewhere, you want to go travel, you go with that person. Right? You want to be next to that person. Other children of Imam Qasim, he has a lot of children. He had a lot of children, right? So why they didn't go to Khurasan to visit Imam Raza? Only her. Just because she loved, just the love of between brothers and sisters? No. It's the love of Imam al-Ma'sum that is attracting her to go towards that. With all those difficulties and problems and issues, that you know how difficult it is that she cannot finish the trip and then she passed away in where? In Qom. Right? So what we see here is that number 1, being submitted and following Imam of time, Imam Mansur. That's what she asked Imam Raza first before she starts this trip. Can I come? Can I go? Right? Everything basically. And once you have this love and this muhabbat of the Imam of time, look what happened. Look at the blessings that Qom has for others right now. Look how many thousands and thousands of people and students and tulab become educated and become marja in Qom for the sake of the haram of Imam Masud and the maraja or scholars of Allah. And it became the hub of knowledge specifically of Islam and Shia. Right? When you go to Qom, you see that how many, mashallah, centers of knowledge and science is in Qom right now. That I can tell you within the last 30, 40 years, Shia is progress at least I can tell you 400 years. With the amount of knowledge of and the actions were taken in this years in developing this knowledge. Now you see you go to libraries, you see that in every single topic of Islam, we have something about a specific ahkam, about aqaid, about akhlaq, about science, about Quran, everything in details. has been composed or written by an scholar. Right? One is that she followed Imam al-Ma'sum. Remember last week the topic of social justice that we had? We got to the topic of definition of social justice. We mentioned overlook is that justice is so important that it's part of the principle and pillars of Islam. Idalat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? It's so important. We said idalah is two idalah. Idalat of divine idalah, which goes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The idalah of individual idalah. Divine idalah is tashri'i wa takwini, generated and legislative, right? Tashri'i and takwini. So idalat of and justice of human beings goes to individual justice and social justice. Individual justice is the one that actually built the social justice. You practice justice in your house and you train certain people in your house, your children, in order to be the leaders later on in the society to perform justice in the society. If a father abuses, if a father oppresses the children and family, what will happen? They will grow up in this oppressive situation, an abusive situation. Though statistic is showing as well, they will be abuser later on for their family and the society. Inferiority complex, issues in their personality would lead them to become someone who has issue. And then imagine he's the CEO of a company. Not only she's going to oppress her own family, they're going to oppress whoever is with, right? So the importance of individual justice that we mentioned. Then we talked about social justice. And then we had a definition about social justice. And we ended up going somewhere with that good definition. Who remember what was the definition of social justice that we have last week? Ahsan. Leading people to achieve salvation. There is something else into this, how to lead them. There was something, that's correct. Something is missing here. What was the prerequisites to do that? What is it? That's the ultimate one. Still in social justice. Creating a healthy environment that the residents of that community and society would have the chance to practice to reach absolute salvation. This is social justice according to Islam, right? We mentioned, yes, food and water and then stuff like that, they're all important, right? But Islam didn't necessarily come and just say, only social justice to have a ruler, so he would provide everything for you guys to eat. You see that in non-Muslim Islamic societies it's the same, but akhlaq and moralities are going down. So, physical, justice, providing the necessities for people doesn't bring moralities and ethics. You see that every day it's going down further and further, right? The new things are coming down. So Islam comes and talks about something more important. Talks about the salvation of people. Talk about if you are human being, if you want to be a Muslim, you have to target the highest level. And we ended up talking about we do not have this society at all. What society can you bring an example that could provide a healthy environment and situation ultimately for people to reach salvation? Either people did not let that happen. If you look back at Ahlul Bayt and Rasulullah even himself, right? Either people did not let that mission to be finished. They had the capacity. Amir al-Mu'minin all the way to Muhammad, they had the capacity to do that. Look what happened. First of all, for 50, so how many years they didn't let Imam Ali to be the leader? Right? And then he became the leader. As soon as he becomes the leader, Jamal happened, Nahrawan happened, right? What happened? All these things are happening. They don't even let that mission to be finished. Imam Hassan as well, he has the full capacity to create this society. What will happen is that his own commander is betraying him. Right? And he has to do sulh and look at that betrayal that happened. Imam Hussein, he showed the capacity. Up until today, Islam is alive because of Karbala, right? Imam Sajjad is one of the most difficult times in the whole history of Ahlul Bayt. They did not let him, even move. Why? Because of after Karbala. Go all the way. Then Imam Kazim, he was in prison and, killing them. they did not let that society to happen. That ultimate healthy society for the resident to reach salvation, right? But Allah is not going to let that happen all the time, because ultimately we as human beings should reach the reason behind creation of all this universe, human beings, and the universe and earth. This is a wrong sunnah that we have 124,000 prophets, they killed them one after another one, right? Well, Anbiya of Bani Israel, their chiefs, they put him in the trunk of a tree, right? And they saw him in half. This is a wrong sunnah. Of course, Allah is not going to let that happen all the way to the end of this world, right? Once it should be stopped to this, and we'll take the hujjah away from you, and when you get ready, the hujjah will come back. For providing the situation that we just talked about, the justice that everyone can establish. What we mentioned this, that nowadays we talk about, yes, it will be a good society, yeah, alhamdulillah, we think everything, we heard everything will be great, brothers and sisters are nice to each other, they have the power. It's all about selfish idea, about ourselves, right? There's a difference between being in need and being desperate. Right now we think we have a need. Yes, Imam of us, he should come. Right? Sometimes you need, I need to drink water. You need it or you drink, right? Sometimes you're desperate, you're looking for water. That's the two different scenarios, right? We need water, but we're not that thirsty. Like I said, we're having our centers, we go to Hajj, we come back, we go to Karbala, mashallah, we have our scholars around, we have the program, so why do we need the Imam of us to come? Why do we need the Savior to come? Right? We don't feel that desperate feeling, we don't have it that, what is the reason that we need, that Allah kept the hujjah of Himself in qeybah until a certain time? That we feel that desperate feeling. That He can come with the power and permission of Allah. This is among all, first of all religions, they believe in the Savior will come. They believe in Mahdi. And in Islam, all the school of thought, Shia, Sunni, others, they all believe in the concept of Mahdi and Mahdawiyyah. Right? We have a book about Imam Mahdi written before the Wilad of Imam Mahdi, right? So it's a concept that Rasulullah talked about this. Someone from my ummah, someone from my generation will come. His name is Mim Hamim Dal, Muhammad, and then he comes and he will be the Savior and all these things. Rasulullah talked about this. So therefore, we have to build this feeling and this situation in our life and community and our children to realize that if everything is set for us right now, doesn't mean that we're good to go and everything is good, we don't need anything. That's what the enemies are trying to tell you. You have everything, what else do you need? You have everything. Just be a Muslim that prays and fasts. Don't talk about anything else. If anything that is happening, if injustice is happening, if oppression is happening, you be quiet, just go pray. Abu Musa Ash'ari. Qazi Shurayh. They're telling him that they're killing Imam Hussein. He says, well, I have to pray here. Akhirat and Ibadah is more important. Many people left Imam Hussein in Karbala for the sake of Ibadah and Salat and reaching Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They didn't feel that, urge to see that this is Imam Masum. So if me and you, we still have the issue, by the whole community, the whole ummah, specifically the followers of the is that we feel and we look at what we are missing and what we need and what we're looking for. When and once we can establish that, inshallah we're going to invest on this a lot more from now on. Once we establish this, that will affect positively and impact our parenting, our marriage, our life in general, our schools, our Islamic schools. We're not going to train our Islamic schools, our Shia schools. What are they looking for? Professionals, mashallah, we're going to have professionals to go to Stanford. Well, if I needed that, we'll have all the strict around, all the school district around, right? We'll have to be one of these schools. And then a little bit of morality is here as well. That's wrong. Look at I'm talking about Islamic schools. The first thing they talk about, once they want to announce, is about we are trying to provide and train professionals. This is a wrong idea. I hope you can get it. I just started this whole path. We're not going to have only professionals in focusing only as academic. We have a lot of professionals in our community, mashallah, right? And they have good moralities and manners. Is this what we're going to do? No. We need tarbiyat. We need adab. We have an order adab, right? Adab. We need people to be mu'addab. Adab with what? The adab of Islam. The adab of Sharia. We need that academic aspect. You got my point, right? We want someone to be academically professional, but that's not our goal. The first thing now parents are looking for, which school has better ranking? Which school had more graduates that went to the best school in the world? Then we were saying, why Imam Mahdi is not coming? Well, what happened? Maybe our path is a wrong path. Maybe we have to change. I'm talking those who are on the right path, maybe they're in the wrong way. They have to change it a little bit. They have to see, maybe they'll got deviated a little bit. I had a discussion with one of the brothers. It was a very nice discussion. He said, we have all this maraja, all this ulama, all this urafa before. Rahmatullah Qazi, the teacher of Ayatollah, the author of Al-Nizam. There's a documentary about him that now they're talking about who he was. They said in the path of Islam after Masumin, what they gave him, they didn't give anybody else. That in Salat, he's telling Allah, that if you see Huriya and angels are coming to you and presenting themselves to you in Salat, don't pay attention to them. He's telling his students, they're going to come to you, don't pay attention. In this dunya, right? You look at them, it's as if these people are to this level, and we're waiting for 313 people. Who are the 313 people that are going to come? If they reach this level of Tawwan, Urudiyya, and Irfan, then when we look at them, oh my God, where they are, where we are, right? Then who are those 313 people? That they have the tawfiq to help and support Imam As in his mission. Where are they coming from? Where are they from? Among us, inshallah, right? But what path? If it's going to be among us, our children, inshallah, what way? So if the only thing that I raise concerning my children, make sure you have a good study, make sure you have a good job, and, moralities and salat as well, inshallah, is good. How many of us, the first thing that we're talking to our children is among us? If you're going to study for the sake of being the best student, for the sake of a mission that you're going to have, take this cycle and turn back, right? You're not going to be a professional who's going to help Imam As. No, you're going to be a great support for the zuhur of Imam As, who is going to have all the needs as well, by the way. It shows which one is the priority. Then it goes to my training. Then it goes to hadith. I told you the hadith of Imam Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. At the end of the time, there will come fathers. There will come some fathers that they hate me and I hate them. Ashab, they ask Rasulullah, you mean mushrikeen, right? No, Muslims. Muslim fathers, they hate me and I hate them. Who are they? Those people that when they do not encourage their children to follow Islam and learn about Islam. And if they want to learn, they stop them and they just want them to be satisfied with some physical necessities. They hate me and I hate them. We have to look at the whole things. Go back to the story of Hazrat Masud. One of the major characteristics of her was what? What drove her all the way from Medina to some Khurasan? Following the Imam of her time. It looks like she cannot tolerate it. She's so thirsty. She got away from this brother who is the Imam of her time. She cannot tolerate it. Look at Karbala, the same thing, right? Habib ibn Mazahir, Muslim ibn Mustajab, they're in Kufa. They know they close all the gates, and it's the death. They're going to kill them if they find out that they are going to go join Imam Hussein. They can't. They can't wait. You know, sometimes when this feeling comes to desperate, it's like, I can't wait anymore. They left Kufa at night from, you know, some way that is not the actual way, and then they went to Canada. Right? That need, that feel, that passion. So I think that's what we need to focus from now on. Our communities, all of us, the whole Muslims, the whole followers of Ahlul Bayt, we have to think more about this concept that we have in our traditions, we have in our du'as, left and right. Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu wassalam, Ra'is al-Maktab al-Shia says, it's amazing. He says, I wish that I could be at the time of the Zuhur to support Mahdi. To go at that time to support Mahdi. Something more than this. I think he says, Ba'abi anta wa ummi, something like this, that, you know, I'm ready to be sacrificed for you, for your path. And all the Imams provided this situation for Allah. In du'as, look at this. In our tradition, look at this. In our, what is the point? For us just to be comfortable, alhamdulillah, everything is good, and then one day He's going to come and help us. Therefore, inshallah, based on this, that this justice that we're talking about, inshallah, it's all about the whole concept of we need Imam comes to provide the situation so we can reach the ultimate level of ubudiyyah based on our own capacity. Okay? مَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسِ إِلَّا لَيَعْبُدُونَ. What is this ibadah? We didn't create jinn and ins except for ibadah. It's just salat? No. Just fasting? No. You mean they created the whole world and universe for us to pray? No. This ibadah means ma'rafah. This ibadah is reaching the maqam al-mahmud in Ziyarah al-Ashura that you recite. Maqam al-mahmud is what maqam? The maqam that Allah is satisfied with you at that moment. Is Allah satisfied with me right now? Bismillah. In Ziyarah al-Ashura he said, I want to reach maqam al-mahmudah. Maqam al-Mahmud, inshallah we have to have a lecture about this. Maqam al-Mahmud is the maqam that Allah says, great job, you did it. Right? It is impossible to reach this level without following Ahlul Bayt. Impossible to reach this level without being dedicated to the path of Imam of Asr and being ready for that. This feeling of thirst and passion. Why? You heard a lot of stories of the miracle here, that years and years, 30 years, 20 years, 40 years, going to just seeing and visiting the Imam of Asr in this dunya, right? This would look something is missing. What is the reason? This feeling of being thirsty and need something desperately is in those people. That would adjust everything in the life of that person. If that feeling and the need of being at the presence of Imam As be there, then I know that I have to observe my amal. I know I have to see how I'm talking, how I'm treating my family, how I am interacting with other people, how I'm observing my salat, my ibadah and everything. Because otherwise I can't be at the presence of Allah, right? That would adjust everything in my life. Then if I am a leader, if I am a CEO, if I am whatever I am, everything is set based on that vision. That is being at the presence of Imam and support Imam and Shah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa Muhammad wa ajil farajum. Allahumma ajil liwaliyika al-faraj. Al-afiyata wal-nas wa mutta fi umrihi al-sharif. وزين الأرض بطول بقائه واجعلنا من أعوانه وأنصاره وشيعته يا رحمن يا رحيم ثبت قلوبنا على دينك. Ya Allah, give us tawfiq and opportunity, hasten in the dawur of our Imam Mahdi. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, let us be among the true followers of our Imam. Ya Allah, give us tawfiq to follow and practice the true Islam. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, help our youth, make them successful in dunya wal akhirah. Provide opportunities for their marriage. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, whoever from this ummah, they have hajat, they have requests, give them all khair hajat. Those who are in need, difficulties and problems all around the world, Ya Allah, remove obstacles towards their freedom. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, those who are supporting Islam, give them long life with izzah and honor. Those who are intentionally hurt Islam and Muslims, send their evil back to themselves. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, those who are sick, they wish they could come to this majalis. Provide opportunity and cure them all at this moment. Those who passed away, send the tabaw and the word out of this message to their soul. رحم الله من يقرأ الفاتحة مع الصلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرج.
I request Brother Muhammad Mohsin to please come and say Azan for Maghriban prayers.